Hey again everyone, welcome back to the stage. We've got more great videos coming your way this week. If you've been following the trend on my channel here, you know what raid is next. That's right, today we're covering the Abyss. This dungeon is split up into 4 separate dungeons, so let's jump right in and cover all of them. I'm gonna be brutally honest here. You realistically should not be doing this dungeon over 18-2 due to the fact that this one is much more annoying. For one thing, you need to have an orb in your consumables that does damage for this dungeon. You should only be doing this dungeon if you want the title for it. Otherwise, you'll see why you want to avoid it.
Yeah, well, I just want to let you know that I heard that you've been talking some smack, and I just want you to know that I've been taking Taekwondo lessons in the back of the Walmart Supercenter, so if you don't want to get hurt, then you better stop.
Okay then. Phase 1 starts with a single enemy to defeat. Dream Eater also has a lot of attacks in his arsenal, so let's waste no time and cover his attacks. Like other raid dungeons, this one requires debuff management. Taking damage inflicts the erosion debuff, stacking per hit. At 10 stacks, it slows your attack speed and movement speed extremely. Reaching 20 stacks replaces it with the confusion debuff. This resets erosion but makes all damage you deal heal the boss instead. If confusion is active, stop attacking and evade, as erosion stacks can still accumulate while you have this debuff. Use a consumable item strategically to decrease erosion stacks by 1 per use to keep the count as low as possible. For the boss's blitz attack, immediately upon the start of this phase, the boss will attack with a blitzing claw slash. The attack doesn't do much damage if you have adaptation and defense, so you can tank it, just be mindful of the debuff inflicted. There is also a chance that this attack will give you the cut tendon debuff, disabling your sprint, so keep it in mind. There are a few variations of this attack, and be warned, he does it a lot. Yeah. Like other raid bosses, this one can also teleport. If you are not in iframes or super armor, the boss can knock you into the air, so be mindful of these teleports. The flames spawned beneath the boss also give you stacks of the erosion debuff, so make sure to get away from the boss if he teleports. For the boss's horizontal slash attack, the boss teleports to either the top center or bottom center of the map. A red glow then consumes either the top or bottom half of the map. To avoid this attack, get out of the red glow. This attack does hurt even with defense, but you can tank it if you have to. If not, just make sure to avoid it. This attack can also give stacks of the erosion debuff, so avoiding it is recommended. For the boss's map slash attack, the screen will zoom out and the boss will teleport off the map. Shortly after, those same red glows will consume portions of the map. If you get hit by this attack, your screen goes dark, similar to the blackout mechanic from 18.1. Your character will be illuminated by a small light only for a short time. This makes it significantly harder to dodge the remaining slashes since your vision is cut, so make sure you avoid it. This attack also gives stacks of the erosion debuff, so do your best to get to the safe spots. Remember Birthraid's tether mechanic? It basically makes a return here with a slight difference. The boss will spawn either a square or a circle on your character in a random spot on the map, and the shape does matter. If it's a square, you'll be tethered to the other square the boss spawns. You'll have to avoid that spot until the tether goes away to successfully perform this mechanic. If it's a circle, you'll have to quickly find the other spot and stay near it. Failure to do this for either shape will result in your death, so pay attention to your debuffs if you need a reminder on what to do. For the boss's tornadoes attack, the screen will again zoom out and the map will be consumed by red and blue tornadoes. At first, these do no damage to you. However, to avoid it, you need to stay in the middle of the map until the outer tornadoes flare up, then quickly move to the outside of the map before the middle tornadoes flare up. The timing is pretty tight, and these tornadoes can do damage if you have no defense or adaptation, so be quick to avoid it. For the boss's shadow attack, the boss will spawn a shadow of himself somewhere on the map. This shadow will be tethered to you. If the shadow hits you, it adds 2 erosion stacks to your debuff. To avoid this attack, make the shadow hit the boss by going behind him. If the boss gets hit by enough shadows, he will become groggy, giving you a chance to attack. Moving on to Phase 2, the boss will encase himself in a cocoon. You need to attack the cocoon to deal damage to the boss, but keep in mind, just because he's in there doesn't mean he can't hurt you. There are 2 enemies you have to defeat in this phase. You'll see what I mean. Also, the erosion and confusion debuff from Phase 1, still a thing. For the boss's spike ball attack, the boss will unleash spikes around the cocoon, dealing damage to you as well as inflicting a bleed debuff if hit. This attack can still add erosion stacks to your debuff, so maintain a safe distance to avoid it. For the boss's summon spike attack, the boss will mark the ground in a random spot. After a few seconds, a spike will shoot up from that spot, inflicting damage upon you if hit. If you stand on the spot marked, a slow debuff will be inflicted upon you, slowing you down. This attack can also add erosion stacks to your debuff. For the boss's falling orbs attack, the boss will shoot several blue orbs into the sky, causing them to fall in sets of 1 or 2. These orbs deal decent damage if hit enough times, and each hit adds a stack to your erosion debuff, so make sure to pay attention to the clear spots to avoid the orbs. For the boss's HP absorption mechanic, the boss will have a sphere surround him, a vacuum effect pulling you towards the boss. If hit, the boss will drain all of your HP except for 1 HP point and heal himself. This attack looks fatal, but it will always leave you with 1 HP. If hit, immediately use an HP potion. To avoid this attack, get out of the sphere. For the boss's 151 HP bar mech, upon reaching 151 HP bars, you will be unable to hit the boss at all. The boss will teleport you to a random spot on the platform. You will be unable to dash, use skills, or even use commands. After a few seconds, a cage will spawn. If you fail to destroy this cage by throwing an orb that does damage at it, the cage will explode, killing you instantly. Destroy the cage and wait for the boss to unlock the map for this next mechanic. Hope you enjoyed Phase 1, because now you have to do it again! The good news is, the attacks are all the same. The bad news is, you'll still want to pull your hair out. Once you defeat this new boss, immediately jump back up to the main boss to keep attacking it. You cannot harm the main boss until this new one is defeated. Oh, and the main boss can still attack. So have fun. After this, if you fail to defeat the main boss with a single DPS phase, these 2 mechanics will repeat until he is defeated. Some tips for newer players. Like I said at the start of the video, you realistically should not be doing this dungeon unless you want the title. 18-2 is so much easier than this dungeon and is way less annoying. Even after the nerfs, people in endgame will still avoid doing this dungeon because of how annoying it really is. For Phase 1, take your time. Time your damage skills for when he's standing still. Don't just throw them out and hope they hit, because he can easily do a blitz slash and escape your damage dealing skills, unless you have AoE, of course. Whenever you get a break, take a peek at your debuff bar and check your stacks. If you're nearing 10 stacks, get that number lower to avoid losing a lot of speed, as that only makes it easier for the boss to hit you. Use your potions strategically. If you use every single one and get caught up in multiple attacks, you'll gain too many stacks of the erosion debuff to keep it low. For Phase 2, pretty much the same advice as Phase 1. This dungeon seems simple on paper, but in reality it's more annoying than Avalanche was in Hamel, and that boss annoyed a lot of people.
Well then, we're getting into some much more challenging content here, but make sure you follow along and you'll do just fine. As I've stated before, the goal is the same as Varnamir and Birth Raids, getting that sweet weapon and those awesome rewards for weekly clears. The curtains are closing for now, but be sure to come on back when we open them again. And don't forget to break some legs and do the whoosh.